Now, what I'll do is I'm going to start with speaking first, and I'll take individually 1 month speaking of each one of you. And once you give me the answer, there is a possibility if I don't like the answer, I will reframe the answer for each one of you, right? Okay, so we're going to start. Let me take out my list of questions first. Right. So I'm going to start with Meenal first today. Okay, Meenal? Meenal, are you there with me?
Yes, ma'am.
My voice is loud and clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Okay, let's start. What is your full name?
My full name is Meena Zakir Madam.
Are you a student or are you working?
I'm a student. I'm currently pursuing bachelor's in business administration.
Do you love numbers?
Of course, I love numbers. I guess numbers are a very crucial part of anyone's life, I guess, as numbers are very crucial for math, counting, and basically any that is related to numbers is very beneficial to humans. So I guess, yeah, I love numbers.
Do you have any numbers which is your basically personal favorite?
So my personal favorite number is 29. So I love this number because I was born on that date and it has a very special place in my heart.
Are you good at remembering numbers?
Yeah, I'm certainly good at remembering numbers because I do remember a lot of important dates and a lot of important occasions wherein dates were really meaningful and precious to me. I also recall good numbers in mathematics and basically a lot of numbers related to phone, the favorite numbers of my families. I just recall them very easily.
Would you like to have a job that deals with numbers?
Of course, I will love to have that deals with numbers. I'm good at finance, so I feel I can do the job related to, numbers very easily.
Right, let's talk about running. Do you enjoy running?
Well, that depends. I'm a person who is a bit procrastinating, so I haven't done anything much related to running. But I go to the gym, I do my treadmill for 2 hours, but basically I prefer to walk rather than run. So yeah, it depends.
Right. Do you like running? Well, to be very honest, I'm not a kind of a person who would love running. I have my reasons for this because running is quite strenuous in the sense like it can, lead to any kind of injury. I might have a nasty fall, and I'm scared of that because knee injury is very common, when you are more into running. But yes, I do take care of my health, and I would rather prefer walking, in fact brisk walking, rather than getting into this habit of running.
Good.
आपने हर आंसर को पॉजिटिव लिया, अब आप नहीं करते हो रनिंग, है ना? सो आप बोलोगे दैट आई एम नॉट अ काइंड ऑफ अ पर्सन हु लाइक्स टू रन, आई वुड
Mhm.
रादर प्रेफर brisk walking.
Yes.
Okay, next question. Do you like wild animals?
I love wild animals because they are the creatures that are, have a certain, place in humankind. And I guess they are very important to, have us around us, like, in the zoos or forest, because, they tell us so many things about Mother Nature. They provide the great amount of knowledge about the, habitats that are included in our surroundings that are very informative for students or any person living in the society.
Do you like wild animals? I'm basically a nature loving person, and be it the wild animals or the domestic animals, I have always been in love with it. I have always admired the beauty, the magnificent beauty. Specifically, I'm a hardcore fan of tigers. I mean, it's amazingly beautiful. It's just not, the animals belonging to the cat family. I mean, be it the reptiles, be it the birds. I mean, name anything, any kind of an animal. I'm just I'm so much in love with it, and I enjoy watching National Geographical Channel because I learn so much from it, regarding the lives of animals and how they live and survive in the deep forest. The deep forest,
Mm.
magnificent. Not only the cat family, animals belong from the cat family, but even the reptiles. I'm just trying to showcase my, ability that I do have topic centric vocabulary to score higher bands, right? Okay. What kind of things do people generally borrow?
People borrow a lot of things, I guess. It depends upon what they need. It depends on the occasion. Like, if you have a birthday, people like to borrow, certain, hoardings, banners, and there are various things. For example, a friend might borrow a book from a, friend to, read and then give it back to him very quickly. So people borrow a lot of things. There are various examples that I can give. Yeah, so borrowing is very common thing.
What do you think, why people do not borrow expensive things?
I feel borrowing expensive things put a person who is borrowing a thing at a risk, because sometimes it is very difficult to manage expensive things because you have that fear of any accident that might happen with that product or expensive thing. So I feel people avoid borrowing expensive thing because of the uncertainty that comes with that. I
Right,
mean.
right. Let's talk something about news. Do you like to listen to negative news?
Of course not. I guess no one would like to listen to a negative news. I guess it's just not important at all, because all the people here are to have good news and enjoy listening to good news of anyone. And I feel negative news come with a bad, impact. So I feel negative news are not my thing.
Right. The cue card for you is talk about a time when you saw a wild animal. When was it? When did you see it? And how did you feel about it? You have 1 minute to think and you have to speak for 2 minutes. Shall we start?
Yes, ma'am. So the recent time when I got to see a wild animal was in my recent vacations that I had. So we went to a jungle safari in Bangalore, and it was pretty astonishing weather there. And I was able to go to a jungle safari with my family, where we were having a lot of fun. And while we were doing that, the guide said us that it is uncertain if we will be able to see a tiger. But when we were doing the safari and we were just waiting to see take a glimpse of a tiger, it just accidentally appeared so close to us that we were amazed to see the beauty, the aura, the personality it had, the the way that tiger walked near us, the confidence and the energy that it had. It also roared for a bit, so I was like, oh my god, is this what the real thing, that is this the beauty of the nature? I was really amazed and astonished to see the tiger there. And we were very lucky enough to see that this close. And I was really happy after watching him walking like that and doing his own activities. He had really great color, beauty, and he was so beautiful. And like literally the way he was walking, he had this a aura wherein we could feel that, oh my god, this is tiger. And it really showcases that he is a tiger. Yeah.
Now, what's happening is that you are running short of your content, right?
Yes.
So I can make it out that it's like, you're trying to repeat it again and again to survive, that I need to survive for 2 minutes, right? So what we can do over here is, the question is, talk about a time when you saw a tiger. Well,
Mm.
I've always been in love with wild animals and specifically tigers. And we went to this safari XYZ, whatever you mentioned. And my keen interest was to see a live tiger. That is what my aim was, and I always was praying to God, the kind of money my parents have spent for this safari was not less. So at least I get the worth out of it. So I did, the moment we reached, the hotel, I did, informed at the reception that my keen interest is to see a tiger and I would like to go for this safari, be it at 5 in the morning, be it 4 in the morning. I am ready to wake up, so please let me know. So they did mention that they will be taking us deep into the jungle and we have to be up at 4 a.m. So I was so excited that I could not sleep the entire night, because the feel that I'll be in the deep jungle is something, something which I've always wanted as a child. So I was completely dressed up. I was ready at the reception along with my parents, and then we went into the deep jungle. It was um, the weather was pretty pleasant. It was not very cold, and it was pretty comfortable. So the guide did mention that if by God's grace, we get an opportunity to see the tiger, we'll be very lucky. But we need to have a lot of patience. So we were just like, as the safari, like, as the jeep was getting deep into the jungle, there was a time when the guide, the forest guard asked us to be alert and asked us to stay calm, because he did see that there is some activities happening in the bushes, basically, because there was some movement happening. And as he is aware of the natural surrounding of the forest, so he did figure that there is something there, and that must be a tiger, because that zone was a tiger zone and there were a couple of tigers around. And we kept calm, we were quiet, and then suddenly I could see a tiger coming out of the bushes. And oh my God, it was an experience of my lifetime. I was awestruck, I was mesmerized, I was just like, top of the world, I would say. And I was actually freezing at that point of time. My brain had just stopped at that point of time, because I want to capture those moments. The beauty was that the moment the tiger was like, coming out of the bushes, it was like, the sun was, the sun started to rise, so the shine of the sun was amazingly reflected, as far as the skin of the tiger is concerned. The stripes, the orange stripes, the black stripe, I mean, it was shining. I mean, like, I can't say, everything was falling in place. So I mean, I and along with my relatives, my friends, my parents, those who were along with me, we were like, I would say, top of the world, as I just mentioned, because I can still feel it. I can get the goosebumps of it. And then, luckily, the tiger was very, very close to us. It was just like 20 meters away from us, and I did see it. I mean, its eyes were shining, and I still can't. I mean, it's like unbelievable. I can still feel it at this point of my time, that it was such an amazing experience. Something like that.
Amazing. Yes.
Got it.
Mm.
So what I'm trying to do over here is, I'm talking about, the rising of the sun, the
Mm.
rays of the sun. So imagine a tiger coming out of the bushes. It's like that. So just imagine what happens. There's a reflection of light, right?
Yes.
So the skin of the tiger will obviously shine, and it is orange and black combination. It's a deadly combination. So you
Mm.
forgot to talk about the texture, the body of the tiger, and then you managed to see its eyes, which were like twinkling. And then
Mm.
it was like 20 meters away. So you're talking about distance. So there's so much to say. And deep into the forest. So I'm using word like deep into the forest, bushes. That's again the technical terminology related to forest. So this is the way, guys. If you get a question like this, be prepared for it, right? Okay. Now, part three questions for you. What are the reasons why many animals are under the endangered category?
Well, there are several reasons as animals are being endangered recently because the habitat that animals used to have before the globalization was very different. The nature was so, given importance at the time before that the recent developments, the reconstructions, the rehabilitation of humans, it has a great impact on the mother nature. So the declination of forests, the cutting down of trees and pollution has created an environment wherein several species of animals are not able to survive. There are various zoos that provide good facilities for animal to be there, but I feel animals must be able to live a free life. In zoos it happens that animals are in. Okay.
You are deviating now.
Hmm.
Question is why many animals are under the endangered category. So now you started right, but you're ending, you are deviating, you're going somewhere else, that man-made caves are not right kind of an environment for the animals. The question is not asking that. So
Yes.
when you have a position like this, when you come into a a situation like this, you always have to give answers in firstly or secondly. I'm telling you, I repeat, when you will come to third section, that is the discussion section, the questions will be debatable. The questions will ask you for reasons. So what Meenal had I mean, she faced a problem right now, was like she forgot what the question was asking. So simply what you do is rephrase the question and say the first reason for this is, moreover this is. So you are adding a connector very smartly. You're giving your answers first in 3 lines, again moreover, again 3 lines or 4 lines with an example, and you are not distracting. And when you do that and the examiner is happy about it, the examiner might stop you in between, or you might stop after, like, a couple of lines that you might have ended up saying. So a question like this, like, why many animals are under the endangered species. Well, I would say that this question is basically an alarming question. It's a very sensitive question, and it has been a matter of discussion all over the world today. And I feel the prominent reason for this is the significant reason for this is the human activities, basically, which contribute to deforestation. You know, expanding of cities, and many more. Apart from that, I would also say that the other reason for animals being endangered today is, again, I would contribute the reason would contribute to the weather conditions, which are dramatically changing, something like that.
Got
एक
it.
पॉइंट बोला, ह्यूमन एक्टिविटीज, वेदर कंडीशन, दूसरा आप डिविएट नहीं होगे.
Right.
Okay. The next question for you now is, do you think children should be taught about animals?
Yes, definitely. Children should be taught about animals because, it is very crucial for us to provide, the knowledge about animals to the childrens because they know with the variety of species they are surrounded with. Animals also provide great knowledge about the habitats, their qualities. Several animals have several qualities in them, so I feel when children get to know about certain species, that also interests them, and they also get good amount of knowledge about their surrounding, the environment, the animals they are surrounded with. So I feel it's very important to tell children about the animals.
Right. Nice talking to you. Thank you so much. The kind of answer that you gave was basically, I would say, seven for sure. But for eight, we really have to work slightly more on certain parameters. Okay.